Hey Breck students, Frank here from AFP, and today I'm really excited to be sharing something with you. So obviously we've all been in quarantine, and me and Barry have been making these videos, but outside of my work for Breck, I've been working on a project with a friend in a band. His name's Amiri Taylor, and he's in the band Black Rabbit. And we go way back, and me and him share this really, really, really deep love for 80s music. And we decided to embark on a cover mixtape for those who are in quarantine and love 80s music as much as we do. We, just decided to just use what we have in our bedrooms and kind of map out these classic songs, and the song that I'm going to share with you today is a song called The Naive Melody, This Must Be the Place by the band Talking Heads. And it's a very, very beautiful song. It's super special to me. I really like, I love the Talking Heads, and I love this song, and I like how they didn't really make a complicated song. It's a really straightforward groove that doesn't change much, but the song takes you to different places, like the different elements of the songs, the way the lyrics are written in conjunction with the melody. I think it's just such a beautiful just piece of work, but the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I know we've been talking a lot about GarageBand, and in my last video, which was about how to get an external instrument onto GarageBand for OS X, I commented saying that you can pretty much do anything with GarageBand, and I just wanted to back that up by showing you what I've been working on outside of the AFP work. So this is our cover. The name of the project is called Milk and Cookies, because milk and cookies, I think, is everybody's favorite treat, when you're a kid. It's something that's you just remember as being sweet and kind of unforgiving. It's just it just tastes so good, and you love it. So I'm gonna play this for you, and I just want to, after I've played this for you, I'm kind of just gonna break down the track and how I went about it, because I want you guys to see how to build a really cool track on GarageBand, And for this track, I think I used almost everything was AU, like, Apple products. Like, nothing was really, I think only on the master track did I use like a Waves tape machine. Everything here is a GarageBand virtual instruments, except for the guitar and our voices. So check this out.
Feet on the ground, head in the sky. It's okay.
So, first things first, for those of you who have been following the GarageBand for iOS videos, you know, I've been using very similar processes on building the drums and building the keyboard elements. Let's take a look at these drums real quick. So I'm just gonna start with the kick. It's just a simple kick, an electronic kick, I think. What drum did I use? I used a Funk Boogie kit on the Ultra Drum Kit sounds on GarageBand. And then your snare. Now with the snare, with 80s music, you want your snare to really slap and also have like a kind of clap element to it. So I basically layered another snare that's playing the same exact beats as the first snare right here. I layered another snare under it, and it sounds like this. It just punches a little more. And here's your hi-hat. It's not your typical hi-hat. It's very 808-y. If we solo it, it kind of sounds like someone's making a click noise with their mouth. But all those drums are quantized to 1/16, I believe. So it's just a straightforward beat that doesn't really change much throughout the whole song. Right? And to be honest with you, this is what I started with. I actually started with the drums first because I feel like this song it's kind of similar to Billie Jean in a way. The drums are really the foundation of this song, and I think that's why it's one of my favorites. The drums are the foundation of every song, but in particular, I think the drums are really what, to me, is my favorite part about this song. It's just they're so tight and they make you want to move, but at the same time they're kind of telling a story of this must be the place, this is where I am. So it's really cool. So before I get to the audio tracks, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold this camera while talking. Before I get to the audio tracks, I want to go through some more synth stuff. So after I had the drums where I want them, I started to grab a bass line, and this is how the drums sound with a Plastic Factory bass. That's the bass preset that I chose for the sound on this song. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have another bass, much like I did with the snare. I have two more basses underneath the first main rhythm bass. And just like I did with the snare, I added another bass to kind of just exaggerate that little progression. You can really hear it come out a little more with that second bass. And if I were to mute that first bass, it sounds a little more like, analog. Sorry. All right. And then the synths. Now let's listen to the synths on the chorus. So the FM synth brass I layered with the funky Octavia, and I should probably neaten that little lick up right now. There we are. You can see, let me get in there. You can see that the patterns are the same on this one and this one. So I do a lot of layering because I like to exaggerate parts that I like. Even if it doesn't sound identical to the track, I want to make it sound full. I don't want to take up too much space, but I want, because I know that when you're using GarageBand, you get hit with the whole, well, I don't like this brass. This brass sounds kind of, digital. I want to make it sound as real as possible. I got bad news for you. It's really hard. And you could spend thousands of dollars on virtual instruments that specialize in brass, and it still, to me, doesn't sound the same. So, it really is up to you and how you go about what you want your brass to sound like. But yeah, that's how I got mine to sound. Let me see if I can just take the drums off real quick and let you hear how I managed to replicate brass. I did a lot of layering. I know you can see that right there. It's the FM synth brass layered with the funky Octavia. I did 4 layers of that, 2 layers each. Sorry, I'm just holding this iPhone. All right, so that's how that sounds. Let's get to the more audio stuff, like actual audio, and get out this virtual instrument world real quick. Since this song, I've covered Michael Jackson, I've covered the Aha, General Public, and I've done a lot of guitar work, and I find that, I don't know, this is just me, I find that putting a noise gate on a guitar makes it sound really cool. If you have any other ways of making a guitar sound tight without having like amp hum or anything, please leave a comment. But this is just, I guess, my way of, handling guitar tone for like the 80s. I slapped a bunch of flanger on this, and I try to make it, sound really funky. So tell me what you think. This is kind of the ethereal, harmonic part of the song, where it's just like, you don't really hear this in the background, but it's happening. But then when the verse comes in, you got this really slick, sounding funk guitar. Sorry, that's actually the chorus. Let me go back to the verse. This is the verse guitar. That sounds very.
Where I want to be, pick me up.
So if you take a guitar riff like that and you put it to a beat like this, it sounds really cool. I just think that's such a slick little guitar riff. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's how I got the guitar on there, and let's listen to that with the synths. I don't know how well you could hear. Ooh, that guitar is kind of loud. I didn't even notice that. I don't know if you guys could hear as well as I can hear, because I know this. This is obviously a iPhone video recording. But if I could on screen record this, you would notice that the guitar is really spanky. That's something I really like about 80s guitars, like the whole idea of chorus or flanger, and just really funky guitar playing. I think the best example of that is Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal or Wanna Be Starting Something off of Thriller. And I know Smooth Criminal is off of Bad, Wanna Be Starting Something is off of Thriller, but both those tracks have really tight, funky guitar licks that I just, kind of wish I wrote. But yeah, this is I use mostly GarageBand virtual instruments and just what I made 5 audio tracks, 6 audio tracks. No, yeah, 5. This one's not being used, so I'll just delete that. And yeah, you can basically do almost anything and you can make a drum set sound like a real drum set in GarageBand. You just need to really know how to, and it's all about preference. Like, what are you trying to achieve out of your drums? What are you trying to achieve out of the brass section? What kind of brass section do you want, you know? And I know a lot of the instruments are kind of limiting, but like, you can do a whole lot if you just, you know, imagine it. You know, like, you can make it happen. The tools are all in front of you. And if you have been doing this on the iPhone, on the iOS version, you have a head start. So yeah, this must be the place. It's still in the works, it's still in construction, but I'm hopefully gonna release it sometime this coming month. So I'm excited for you guys to hear the finished product. And if you have any questions or comments on how I put this together, please leave your question in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, happy Monday, and I can't wait to make some more videos for you guys. All right, peace.